Talking to your own self can literally be a solution to many problems, and it's very understandable when you are really overwhelmed and when you really feel like you need to get something out of your system, or you just need clarity on something. Then you look for others to talk to, or whenever you are feeling a certain emotion that is very uncomfortable, you look for others to talk it out. And it's human, it's fine, especially like these are what connections are for. But what I have experienced is talking to your own self can give you a sense of emotional independence, which can not only make living with your own self easier, but also which can lead you towards healthier relationships, because you don't need something like for a very long period of time in my life. I have been in connections where I just felt so lonely, and even though those connections were not really right for me, but they still gave some sort of emotional support. And because I thought that I was not able to manage emotions on my own, so I needed those people in my life. And whenever this need comes in, whenever you just feel like, especially in relationships, I have learned this lesson this year, that whenever you need something from that person, whenever you think that this person is essential for your survival, like whenever this need comes in, that you feel a lack without that person and you feel you need something from them, that really makes me question that would you still want them if they were not fulfilling this need? And do you really love them, or you just love how they make you feel? And that's the entire difference. Like, for example, if having a romantic partner makes you feel loved because of course the romantic gestures, or even you feel like you are something because you are not alone, because somebody chose to be with you, then you are getting a sense of self-worth from them. But do you actually really care for this person? Like, do you really care about this person? And tomorrow, if this void were to get filled, like you would feel like completely happy on your own, and you just feel like you don't need anything from them, would you still choose to be with this person? So these are also some really good questions to look at, which we might look at in the other videos. But yeah, like talking to yourself, I have realized you often like talk to others because it gives you a sense of being understood. You feel understood and you want someone to understand you. You want, like, this has happened with me a lot, that I just want someone to understand me on a deeper level, while I underestimated how I can make myself feel understood. And talking to myself has literally opened that window for me. Whenever, let's talk about why you seek someone else to talk to whenever you are overwhelmed. For me, it was like I wanted to feel understood, I wanted to feel supported. Of course, these are what connections are for, but there was also a sense of validation. Like, if I'm coming to you and saying that why am I so obsessed with love, like I think something is wrong with me, or then I want you to help me in figuring out why do I do this, why am I so obsessed with love, but also tell me that it's human, it's fine, I don't need to beat myself up for it. So this is indeed validation, and it's normal. Like, you wouldn't be in any connection in which a person treats you rudely if you go to them with a problem, no. But the point is that when it becomes to the level where you are just so dependent on the other person and you are not able to give that to your own self, then it can lead you to be in connections just for the sake of emotional support, and maybe you don't really actually care about the person, but you just want to have this feeling of being seen. And when I started talking with my own self, surprisingly, for once in my life, I felt understood, seen, heard by my own self without talking to another person. That's why I think, especially if you write it down, it is so beautiful. If you just write it down, for example, let's take this problem only. Why am I so obsessed with love? And you are feeling a certain bad, negative feeling about yourself because you just feel like you always want love, and you just feel so lonely, and you also hate yourself for it because now you feel like, why can I live without love? And you are also criticizing yourself. Instead of looking for someone else to understand you, to help you figure you out, which a right person will, because if someone loves you, they will help you in any problem of yours, or they will listen to you whenever you need a listening ear. But if you'll just write it all down, okay, why do I do this, what am I feeling, and then you validate your own self that I am human, and like just talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend, that I don't need to beat myself up for it. But also when you start asking yourself questions that dive deeper, then you'll realize that nobody can actually understand you the way you can understand yourself. Of course there are many people who can understand you so much, and that is beautiful, but this is your journey, this is your life, the things you have seen, the things you have experienced, no one can ever know you that well. So talking with your own self and making sure you ask yourself questions, and then understanding your own self, then validating your own self, giving comfort to your own self can literally feel so relieving. And it feels good when you feel supported by someone else, by a partner, by a friend. You get that sense of validation and safety. But trust me, it would be so beautiful when you sense that within by your own self. It will give you this security, it will give you this feeling of like, okay, now I don't necessarily need someone else. Which as humans, like by need I mean like desperately need, leading to codependency, where you just feel like you can't function on your own and you are too dependent on others. Now you will feel a sense of stability where you will feel like literally whole and stable within, and you will feel like it's fine even if I have no one to talk to, I am here for myself as much as I can, and if someone comes along to give that support, cool, they are welcome to be in my journey, and we can support each other too. But now you wouldn't be with people who don't match your values, maybe just because you are getting a sense of like at least there is someone listening. Because you at times you just want to be so, like you want to feel understood by other people, but what you don't realize is when you feel understood by your own self, that is literally when it can change your life. So yes, whenever you feel like whenever you feel a certain emotion, it's good to seek for support, but I also want you to talk to your own self and literally write it down. If not writing it down, if that feels like too much to start with, just take a moment, sit back, ask yourself, okay, what am I feeling, how am I treating myself? Okay, if I feel I have this, then why do I have this? Then think about it, give yourself time, be patient with your own self, and literally it will lead you towards having a stronger connection with your own self. And you will also feel a sense of like independence and like whole within your own self, where this urge to be in connections out of neediness would decrease. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.